What's going on YouTube? It's KJOH1984 again. I usually make college football or sports videos, but I'm going to do something different today. I've been a wrestling fan since I can remember. Old WWF, ECW, WCW, just the list goes on and on. I even watched Wrestling Society X. Boy, that went well. But anywho, I'm going to explain something to y'all right now. Who I think out of WWE right now in TNA should be fired. And I know during these economic times, no one wants to get fired from their profession, but in my opinion, they should or go elsewhere or find something else to do. Starting with the WWE. First one is Alicia Fox. Alright, she looks like a Miss Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. Alright, can't wrestle, can't do anything like that. Next, Chris Masters. He has a full Nelson as a finisher. He got released from the WWE because of steroids used back a couple years ago. They signed him back. I have no idea why. But the next one is actually my 2000 Odyssey group. If you don't know the Odysseys were kind of a comic relief group, staple, what we call in the wrestling environment, a staple of Outcasts, and they had ICP, the Insane Clown Posse, as part of it. But these wrestlers are comic relief. They can't wrestle. So I went down the list, and if you knew who the Odysseys were, you'll appreciate this. First one, I have Festus as Johnny Silva. Festus can't wrestle, self-explanatory. He's a comic relief. Next, as Luna, I have Hornswoggle. Alright, a lot of young fans now like Hornswoggle. The mature wrestling fans that have been around forever can't stand him. He's just there just to get a paycheck. Next one, and then I'm going to get some beef on this. I don't like him. It's Santino Marella. The guy can't wrestle. He's entertaining, but he's a comic relief. Can't wrestle. He would be Violent J from the Insane Clown Posse. Of course, put on makeup and he looks just like him. Next is Jesse, who just tag team with Festus. He's Shaggy Tudo from the Insane Clown Posse. Next is Mike Knox as Gola. Mike Knox is a big guy, but he can't wrestle. Comic relief. Next one is Great Khali as Kirkland. I said from day one, Great Khali can't wrestle, including that little sorry-ass manager that he has. But another group that I want to talk about, it's not the 1980s anymore, so these people need to go. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, enough said. Fit Finlay, I like him. He's Irish. His gimmick's kind of worn out a little bit, but personality. But overall solid worker. But he needs to do some work backstage as a road agent. And Goldust, all right, get out of here. Next group is called the Team Injury Prone. It has Jamie Noble. He hasn't done shit. Jimmy Wang Yang, which is the Asian cowboy for God's sakes, and Kung Funaki. But they're injury prone. Cut your losses. Just get rid of them. Next one, the next group is Nothing Without Edge. It's Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. They were Edge heads once upon a time, helping out Edge. They haven't done shit since they've been on their own. Kurt Hawkins is on SmackDown. He hasn't even appeared. Zack Ryder's doing the worst freaking gimmick I've ever seen in my life in ECW. Annoying as hell, Jillian Hall. Get rid of her. She's a wannabe Britney Spears, and just get rid of her. Need more training. These guys are talented, but they just need a little bit more time in the farm system. FCW, which is Florida Championship Wrestling. DJ Gabriel and Tyler Reeks. Both guys are talented, but they just need more time and get their characters involved a little bit more. This last one I'm going to get heat on. I honestly don't know. Mr. Don't Give a Damn About the Business. And it's Jeff Hardy. I know fans now loves him and blah blah blah. I think he's the best of the cream of the crop, just like fans like Batista, fans like John Cena now, the young generation, people that have been around the industry like I have for God knows how long, hate them. I hate John Cena, I hate Batista, and Shawn Michaels is, I grew up with Shawn Michaels, I grew up with Triple H, I grew up with Hogan, I grew up with Savage, I grew up with Kevin Nash. That and more to that on later. But I'll take anybody. If the WWE actually took off the glove and say you can do whatever moves you want and so forth, so on, I guarantee you I can name 15 to 20 cruiserweights that I would take over Jeff Hardy. All right, people that you guys don't even know about. I mean, all of you guys fans think it's Evan Bourne. Evan Bourne's great, but before he was ever born, he was Matt Sydal, and he was even better. And I would take someone like Teddy Hart, who's obnoxious as hell, but I would take Teddy Hart over Jeff Hardy. I would take Tyson Kidd, who used to be called T.J. Wilson, over him any day. Hell, I would even take Matt Hardy over Jeff Hardy, but Jeff Hardy doesn't give a damn. He's a drug addict, he's this and that and the other. I cannot stand Jeff Hardy. Going to TNA, alright, TNA has been slumping the last couple months, and I don't know what kind of direction they're going. But boring gimmick is Sharif Abdul-Bashir, a.k.a. Jabari from WWE. He's in World Elite now, and that's fine, but he's garbage. Waste of money, alright? They have Jesse Neal. If you don't know who Jesse Neal is, Rhino has been training him. Washed up has been. Cody Deaner, who's supposedly the boyfriend of ODB, who's now the Knockout champion. Daphne, who is a veteran of the sport, but back in WCW with Crowbar and David Flair, who's Ric Flair's son. But Daphne needs to go. And the other person is that Jenna girl from the Main Event Mafia. Can't pronounce her last name, but Jenna, but the Survivor winner. She needs to go. Just waste of talent. When you get rid of those four and Sharif Abdul-Bashir, you can sign this guy, King Kennedy, who's about to get out of his contract with WWE here in about another month, and pray to God that he comes because he's unbelievable. He's injury prone too, but I can see him run for at least the Legends, and I quote, that's another thing. They need to get rid of the Legends title. The Legends title is pointless. They need a TV title or US title or, mid-card. But another couple people that need to get out of TNA is not the 1990s anymore. Alright, I respect all these guys, but it's time to go. Kip James, a.k.a. Billy Gunn. B.G. James, a.k.a. Road Dogg Jesse James. And I forgot his first name, B.J. Armstrong. But, anywho, they need to leave. They were the New Age Outlaws and the Generation X back in the 90s. And I enjoyed them, alright? But it's time to go. Get behind the scenes, do road agent stuff, that's fine. Another one is Scott Steiner. Alright, that boy's a freak of nature back in the 1990s. He's garbage now. If you watch his matches, the last couple of matches he's been in, he's garbage. He can't carry Mike Jocks anymore. But anywho, that's a different story. The next one is a wrestler that I really respect. Especially I was an ECW fan. It's Rhino. Alright, he hasn't done anything, and it sucks that he's not getting the push that he deserves because he's a good talent. He came up with Christian, he came up with Edge, and everything like that. It's a great wrestler, but it's his time to leave. I mean, Taz left at a good reasonable time, and of course he had injuries, but Taz left on a reasonable time, and Taz is manager now to Samoa Joe, and he's doing broadcast and stuff. So he's giving back to the community. Rhino can do that and be behind the scene work. Another one is that, I respect him in WCW, but it's time for him to go. It's Kevin Nash. Alright, I liked him. He was, back in the 90s, he was easily in my top 10 favorite wrestlers. The Outsiders and NWO and NWO Wolfpack and everything like this, but he's getting up there in age. Just go. I mean, he's just like Sting. Sting can't draw anymore. Thanks for all of your contributions, but get the fuck out. Sting and a lot of people say Booker T still has it. Booker T doesn't have it. Booker T hasn't had shit when he left WCW. As soon as he left WCW, he didn't do shit in the WWE. People are saying that he was a world champion. Yes, he was, but he didn't do jack shit. Ever since he's been over TNA, he hasn't done shit. What? He created a Legends Championship. Wow. Let me tell you, that's impressive. But I'm going to do more of this, and like I said, I usually do college football, pro football videos, but I just thought I might do a wrestling one. If you like wrestling, that's cool. Go ahead and listen to this. You're listening to some more of mine. I'm going to do UFC ones probably also. I'm a big UFC fan. But anywho, like I said, leave your comments, so forth, so on. And I will talk to you guys later, and I will probably do a UFC video probably sometime next week. I'll probably do an NFL one here in a couple days. I will probably do my preview for Notre Dame and Nevada here in a couple weeks, probably a couple days prior to the game. And keep on watching wrestling and give me your thoughts and everything like that. But I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Go Irish. And go, Mr. Kennedy!